We've got live FA Cup football to come later. Chelsea against Colchester United. Ahead of that, it's White Hart Lane for this Barclays Premiership game between Tottenham and Wigan. We are interactive, of course. If you wish to enjoy the facilities, push the red button on the remote control, follow the instructions. We will, amongst the facilities there, find player cam, and we're watching Mido first up. Match commentators here, Andy Gray and Alan Parry.
Yes, Mido returning to Tottenham's starting lineup. He upset the coach of Egypt with his histrionics, but Martin Jol is a huge fan. His only problem is deciding exactly who should be Mido's ideal partner in attack. Jermaine Defoe gets the vote today. So Robbie Keane has to settle for a place on the subs bench. Something of a surprise, I guess, because Keane had started all but one of the last 15 games.
He hasn't done badly, the manager. He's managed to keep them both fairly happy, Al, and that's half the battle. Nice if you're Mido, though. You know you're playing.
Yes, and the statistics do suggest that he's really important to Tottenham. The percentage of games they've won with him in the starting lineup, much greater than when he has been missing. Spurs will get us underway. Much has been made of their challenge for a European place. But if Wigan were to win here today, they'd move back into the top 5, and they'd be only 3 points behind Spurs. Tottenham do have a formidable record here at White Hart Lane.
Oh, just that one defeat against Chelsea, I think it was, wasn't it? 2-0.
Yep.
So not bad. The one thing I guarantee Tottenham, every team that's played against Wigan, at the end of it, know they've been in a game.
Defoe's first touch unsuccessful. His second much better. Staltieri, Lennon. Tottenham have only won one of their last 5 games. That was against Charlton here. They've drawn 2 and lost 2 in that spell. But they have won 5 of their last 6 here at White Hart Lane. Carrick. Kavanagh got a touch on that inadvertently as it happened, because it's gone straight to Mido. Just had too much pace on the ball for Lennon.
Other way, I thought. There's a lot of deflection on that as Mido chipped it through. The Spurs throw.
Lee's header straight to Kavanagh. Turned on by Thompson. Cameron's got the pace to get at the central defensive partnership of Dawson and King, that's for sure.
No, I don't think that's a bad tactic early on in a match when you're away from home. You've got Cameron on the side. If you've got it early, you can play it over the top, let him stretch Tottenham. Why not?
Dawson's clearance picked up by Bullard. Oncho. Offside the decision against Henri Camara. Spurs have had a little blip in form of late. They haven't won any of their last 5 games since their 3-2 victory at Middlesbrough earlier this month. And Paul Jewell's side haven't managed a clean sheet in any of their last 8 fixtures.
No, as I say, I think they might have taken their eye off the ball when you talk about Premiership. The last couple of months with so many big cup ties to cope with.
This time Lennon does manage to keep it in play. And indeed, a bonus, a corner.
Well, that might have been a goal kick.
Yeah,
I have to say. So, certainly Leighton Baines thought it came back off Lennon.
Mr. Pike, the linesman on that far side, who's had 2 early decisions to make. Mido, an obvious threat here. Didn't quite reach him. Still caused a problem for Oncho. Murphy's shot was blocked by Kavanagh. Camera with a clever layoff to Bullard. And Camera keeps on running. Staltieri, the defender. It was 2-1 to Tottenham when the sides met at Wigan's JJB Stadium back in November. And if Spurs were to win today, they'd be just 3 points behind Liverpool, who are in 3rd place. Well, they would have played a game more.
Well, what Spurs are going to learn in the next couple of months is how difficult it becomes in this league. When you're playing where they are, top six, and you're striding for Europe, you're going to have to play well, consistently well, to stay there. Pressure will mount.
Foul there by Bullard on Murphy. Young Pioli will take the free kick, back now from compassionate leave following the death of his father. He was allowed a couple of weeks off. Back home in South Korea. Lennon's shot on the turn and on the volley.
Oh, nicely hit. Obviously a difficult skill volleying. Two nice little headers from Mido and Defoe. Never think that's a bad thing early on. Take a shot on, gets your fans going.
Still waiting for his first Tottenham goal, the 18-year-old. Kavanagh. Here's Baines. On to Chimbonda. Bullock. Kavanagh. Chimbonda keeps running, and he loves to do that. Always at his happiest going forward. Murphy tracking back. Kavanagh. Chimbonda. Bullock. Clever play. Did really well there, Murphy.
Yeah, that's a pity, because that was a good little move from Wigan to put together down this side, and unfortunately for Chimbonda, the ball wouldn't come down for him. I think he wanted to play it early to Canberra, but it wouldn't set. It was a bit lively.
Foul on Edgar Davids. Scored his first, and so far, in fact, his only goal for Spurs. And it proved to be the winner against Wigan away in November.
Well, you do look at the Spurs midfield, and you do feel there is a little weakness there with regards to that, goal scoring. Murphy obviously just at the club and no goals. Lennon none, as you've mentioned. Carrick and Davids only one each. So if you can keep the front two quiet, and half the job done, you feel, against Tottenham at the moment.
Here's Lee. Came off Davids, I think. Johansson up against King. And the Spurs skipper in control. Spurs, as Andy has mentioned, with just one defeat in 13 Premiership games here at White Hart Lane. Carrick on to Staltieri. It's good pressure from Wigan, forcing Spurs to backtrack. Lovely ball.
Lovely vision from Carrick. He was under pressure, but as the ball was coming to him, he was having a look around. You talk about getting a picture.
Mido didn't really look where he was laying the ball off to. Davids has it back for Tottenham. Lee. Forward by King, straight to Onshaw. Now Kavanagh. Murphy with a good interception. Just overplayed the ball, though.
Yeah, I think defeat, that's what Mido was wanting. Never going to catch that. I don't think this is a big spell for Wigan in the league. And you mentioned the problems they're having getting results at the moment. Slipped to 9th. And I think Paul Gill's very conscious of the fact that he doesn't want that downward spiral to continue. As I say, I think maybe they've taken their eye off the ball a little with all the cup ties they've had. They need to get back winning Premiership games and picking up Premiership points.
They did, of course, have that glorious run around September to November, 11 matches without defeat, and that included 8 successive victories, and it really set them up for the season they've enjoyed. Wigan's next 2 games, both against Manchester United. The Carling Cup final, of course, next Sunday. Then they face United again in the Premiership a week later at the JJB. Kavanagh. Lovely early ball.
That's nice.
Bullard. Chimbonda. Looking for Camera to use his pace again.
And I'll tell you what, they've worked out really well. The ball from left to right. And Chimbonda's pass is just overhit because I think Camera had made a decent little run down here. He makes a run from in to out. And they worked that across, and well, the ball should be better here. It's an easy ball, just drop it in the corner. Just overhits it a little. But Camera's there. Decent run.
Zeo beaten to it by Mido.
And there's a threat, Mido. You'd be taking a chance every time he goes up for a long ball. You'd want at least, I'm sure Martin Yall wants at least 2 players going past him.
Camera, and it's come to Johansson. What a start! Wigan Athletic take the lead. 10 minutes gone at White Hart Lane.
Well, I thought Wigan had problems defending long balls, but I didn't think Dawson and King would. But they don't deal with this. It's not dealt with. And they lose the header. I think he might just be offside, you know. That would have been my thought. As soon as it happened, I thought, looked right at the linesman. And I thought, offside. But Johansson gets in there. But when he's in there, nice and calm, nice and cool, takes his time, doesn't rush it. It's a good finish in the end, but I think the linesman might be wrong here. Watch the header. Oh, I tell you, I know Camera is. Oh, I tell you, that's touch and go. Well, that's one of these newfangled rules. They wait until the player receives the ball. Camera didn't, but he did make a run after it.
At the other end, Lennon's cross. Excellent work by Pollitt. Andreas Johansson has just scored only the 2nd Premiership goal of his career in English football. He has been used as an emergency striker in recent weeks. He's really a midfield player, of course. And here's Camera. Oh, brilliant. Johansson well placed again. Kavanagh. Here's Baines. And Camera's there to win it back once more. Well, at the moment, it looks like Spurs who are worrying about a major cup final rather than Wigan. They've gone about this in usual effervescent style, Paul Jewell's team. Wigan have won no fewer than 6 away games this season. It's a record that's bettered at the moment only by the champions Chelsea and Manchester United. There may be a hint of controversy about the goal, but it stands, and it's given Wigan the perfect start here. And by the way, they have won every game this season in which they've scored the first goal. Mido. Away by Chimbonda. Mido there again. Turned forward by Bullard. And the offside flag, ironically, against Camera.
You see, Camera at the goal was quite clearly offside. But it's this newfangled interpretation of it. If he doesn't get the ball, then should he be considered active?
Honshaw in trouble! What a save by Pollitt with his feet to deny Jermaine Defoe.
Well, that was a gift. Gift wrapped and presented to Jermaine Defoe. All sorts of problems here. Don't deal with it. 2 centre-backs in each other's way. And that's the difference at this level, isn't it? Both teams have had great chances, exactly the same. Keepers made the same in one.
Sharna. Dawson's clearance. And straight through to Pollitt, who has held on to the keeper's jersey at Wigan for the last 3 months now. And we've just seen why. He's having a remarkable campaign. Wigan, the 12th club of his career, and most of his previous clubs have been in the lower divisions. They signed him from Rotherham. He's keeping John Filan out of the picture at the moment, and on merit. Davids. Here's Lee. Away by Onshow. Dawson. Spurs looking a little edgy. Underlined again there by the reluctance of Robinson to come and claim that one. Lennon. Good work again by Carrick, but in the end the challenge on him by Kavanagh has led to a free kick.
Well, it'll be interesting to hear Alan Pardew's view about that as a manager. Had they conceded a goal like that, with camera so obviously offside. Johansson, I have to say, less so.
Quick thinking, wasn't it, by camera? He hesitated, didn't go onto the ball himself.
But here's what I mean, Alan, is this ball's headed on there. Now you look at camera, he's clearly offside. Now I think the lines we're looking across would say Johansson's off. But then as they both go through, well, does the lines make a decision to say camera wasn't interfering, he wasn't active? Well, we'll get a manager's view at half-time.
Mr. Ross, the official concerned. You could go back to the old Bill Shankly saying that if you're not interfering with play, or active as they call it now, you shouldn't be on the field.
Well, I'm afraid we've all moved on from there now.
There's Lee. Murphy. Good ball for Meadow. Lee again. Danny Murphy. Kavanagh's block. Davids with the cross. Defoe, the smallest player in the penalty box, won the header. Well, Wigan have slipped from second at one stage this season to ninth. But they'll climb 4 places if they win here today, and I'm sure at the start of the season, if you'd offered them 17th place, they would have happily accepted it.
They've been great, I have to say. From day one, I saw them play Chelsea the opening day of the season. They blew me away with their performance. They lost to a last-minute Crespo strike, but they were fantastic on the day, and they've just gone from there and enjoyed it. Where they are, where they're playing, who they're up against, the great grounds they're at, and they've entertained us. And they're in the cup final.
And they're playing some lovely football here today. Chimbonda outside of the foot to Johansson. Now back to Bullard. There's Kavanagh. Buzeo. Easy header for King. Chimbonda. Bullard. Spurs can't get going. Kavanagh. Camera. Does he foul? He thinks so. The referee doesn't. Meadow. Lennon forced to go back.
Well, goals affect teams. You know, and even though you've got a very good home record, you lose a goal, there's a shock to the system. It takes you sometimes a few minutes to get yourself back in rhythm again. So Tottenham are just finding it at the moment.
Remember, Chelsea, the only team who've won here in the Premiership this season, and that was way back in August. Spurs have won 8 and drawn 4 of their home games.
Well, the one good thing, the last twice they've gone behind at home here, they've won both. That against Sunderland and Pompey, lost the opening goal, back to win the games, both of them.
Flicked on by Bullard. Carrick turning it into his own half, but Staltieri was there to cover for him. Robinson looks for Meadow. On show there first, though. Thompson. Tried the early ball for Henri Camara. Davids read the flick and then gives it away to Johansson. Good running by the Swede. Almost got it back from Henri Camara, still battling with the opposite number 7, Staltieri.
Oh, that was a chance. It wasn't a difficult return ball from Camara. They loved a little area to play it in beyond the back four, didn't do it.
Well, Wigan have come here and adopted their usual high-tempo, high-paced start to the game, and it's unsettled Spurs.
They're playing the way you thought. If anyone doubted whether or thought that the Carling Cup final 7 days on was going to affect their attitude or the way they played the game, then the first 20 minutes have proved that. It wouldn't be allowed to happen at Wigan. You've got to play it flat out. That's what they've done all season. Sharma caused him a problem again there. And it was him who was key to winning that header. He's very good in the air.
There's King. What a good ball that is. Defoe. Lee. King goes over the top for Mido. Well, he clashed with Deseu. The linesman's flag stayed down, but the referee has given the free kick.
Well, certainly they're coming together. Well, I think one's as guilty as the other. I think that's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. And the influence is in the fall. Probably if Deseu goes to ground, he might just get the free kick.
Murphy tries to take it early.
Well, that's good, Wigan. I mean, that's good because they were alive and alert, keeping their eyes on the ball, ready for the quick free kick. They're looking, no one's turned their back on it. That was good. David Thompson. And so often players turn their back to line up the wall, and quick free kick undoes you.
David Thompson is not eligible to play in next week's Carling Cup final because he played for Blackburn in the earlier rounds. And I guess you could say, with players coming back from injury, the proximity of next week's final could be an incentive, Andy, to a lot of the Wigan players here today. They're trying to win their place.
Just a bit.
It's a good flick on as well to Johansson.
He's done it again, Sharma. Yet again, he wins the header in midfield and another. And these are all so important little second balls that you can pick up if your players are doing that. It's a big advantage when you got a player like that in the middle of midfield. Both ends of the pitch, in fact, winning headers.
Davids on to Murphy. Wigan playing a very high line then, but they got away with it. Sharma. Bullard. Now Kavanagh. This is excellent football. Chimbonda. Bullard. The layoff was excellent too. Chimbonda's there again. Kavanagh. Bullard.
What good football. There's a confidence coursing through the veins of Wigan at the moment.
Defoe. Now Lennon. It's a great run, but he couldn't get in the cross. Baines denied him.
Good defending from Leighton Baines. Whereas Deseu just earlier nicked and jumped into the tackle, was beaten easily. Baines stayed on his feet. Said to Lennon, go on then, do something.
Well, very often these lunchtime kickoffs in the Premiership are slow coming to the boil. Not this one. Staltieri gets it into the near post. Oh, as faintest of flicks by Mido, and it's gone in. Tottenham are level.
Well, how does that go in? The pace on the ball is crucial. Well, he's claiming it. Goodness me, that flies in here. Certainly goes off someone, yep. Not even his foot, I don't think. It's running about his knee or his thigh or somewhere like that. But it's crucial, because if he doesn't get a touch on it, deflection at the front, and then the touch from the Egyptian.
Well, he may have upset all and sundry in Egypt with his tantrums during the African Cup of Nations, but he's a hero in North London, that's for sure. And that's yet another goal for Mido. Top scorer in his first season here. And what a way to celebrate his 23rd birthday next week. Camera, good turn by him. You have to say the goal came very much against the run of play. The Tottenham goal, that is.
Well, that's football at this level for you, though. They're a little unlucky, Wigan, in respect that there's a deflection just as the cross is hit, which takes it towards Mido. And then Mido, yes, he gets something on it. I'm not so sure he's got control of where the ball's going, where it hit him. But sometimes you get lucky.
Kavanagh. Mido's injured at the moment. Plays it long over the head of Dawson, who got the shout from Robinson. And the early throw out finds Lee. Really good pace about this game. Defoe. Davids. Into Murphy. Away by De Zeu. Johansson.
Just taking a bit of time, Mido, hobbling about a bit.
Shana. Alex slides in to win it back for Spurs. Now Edgar Davids. Clever play by Defoe. On to Staltieri. Lennon wanted the ball early. The Canadian international's got other ideas. Not very good ones either, I'm afraid.
Well, he's taken his hairband off, so I don't know whether that's a sign around his right wrist. You can see there that he's going to go for treatment, or he's happy.
Dawson wins the header, but it's gone straight to Thompson. And on to Bullard. Chimbonda on the overlap. Got it wrong this time, Bullard. Defoe. Lennon screaming forward in support. There he goes. And here he is. His cross, Mido's header!
For him, that's a chance. Brilliant Tottenham break. Absolutely brilliant. In pace. It had a threat, it had a good cross, and it should have had a great finish. It's close. Wonderful opportunity. That would have been a super goal.
Kavanagh.
Well, this has been 27 pretty good minutes of Premiership football we've seen today so far. Both sides very positive. Comfortable with the ball. Moving it about the pitch.
What do you have to say about Wigan? Pretty much what you say about West Ham. A lot of people, maybe some of their own fans, thought they were going to struggle at this higher level. They certainly haven't struggled, and both are playing Premiership football. Charlotte. Onsha. Ball over the top for Camera. Staltieri. Camera intercepts. Carrick. Now Davids. Here's King. I think was looking for the offside flag. Dawson away.
It doesn't seem like that, does it? That the game is there is big a gap in the attempts as that. As Wigan have played their part in this game.
Show has to keep his eyes on that one with Mido around. Chimbonda to the rescue for Wigan. And Wigan get the free kick.
Well, it's 1-1 thanks to him. And these are the two important little nicks. One just there, and that one the second one. Genuine little flick at the near post, but once it come off his shin, his knee, it doesn't really matter if you get it going in the right direction.
Back come Wigan again, though. Chimbonda pumping it high. Good battle that is, isn't it, between De Gea and Mido. And Murphy wins the ball back for Spurs. Lee. Davids. It's a great cross, Mido's there, but the flag is also up on the far side, offside.
Well, they must have just been ahead of De Gea when the ball's played in, but De Gea gets back in here. Yeah. It's an easy decision for the linesman, that. Plenty of daylight between Mido and the defenders.
Strange thing about his success, Andy, at Tottenham, he's had 7 clubs, you know, in 7 seasons, and as I said, he's still, well, he'll be 23 next week. Why is it he hasn't been able to settle anywhere else?
Well, there might be a few reasons for that. But Tottenham have got a player, in my opinion, and at 22/23, you do feel he can only get better, Mido. Certainly impressed me when I watch him play. Obviously, I think where he comes from, we've seen the temperament that he has. He can fly off the handle occasionally. But I don't think managers mind that, they can, as long as it's controlled.
I think you'd be wise not to try it with Mr. Yeo, wouldn't you? I would think he gets the discipline pretty spot on here.
A little bit of discussion about who's playing where and what's happening. Might be Danny Murphy, who's wandered from left infield quite a lot. So he's saying if he does that, then get the left back up behind, up the other side of him.
And Tottenham were disrupted by the calling off of Jermaine Genius, a late calling off on his part. He phoned in this morning to say he wasn't well at all. He would have been in the starting 11. Baines. Hansen dispossessed, but Wigan get the throw. Kavanagh available. De Gea over the head of Davids. Fortunately for him, Lee was right behind him. Don't forget, this game, the first part of a doubleheader for you on Sky Sports 1. We follow it with Chelsea against Colchester United in the FA Cup from Stamford Bridge. Bullard. Carrick under pressure from Bullard. Stayed very calm. And his long ball, not the best. Headed away by Onsho to Shana.
Just a little hurried Shana with his pass there. More time than he thought.
Kavanagh. Davids went in high and hard on Chimbonda.
It's one of those awkward ones. I don't think there's any real blame on Davids. The ball's bouncing, so both have got to put the foot up to try and get it. Both do, but the same height. But he gets caught in the follow-through, Chimbonda. It could have so easily been the other way around. That's what happens in those situations.
He's got to be careful, Davids. He's on 9 cautions, more than any other player in the Premiership this season, and one more would mean a 2-match ban.
Yeah, I think only Sissoko's got 9 as well. I think the Liverpool, the only one up there with him.
Well, swings in the free kick dangerously. Vicious effort by Thompson.
That was a good hit. Oh, good hit.
Lee gets it clear. Kavanagh. Now Dzeu's had it. Carrick wins it back. Mido. The Egyptians giving it away this time to Kavanagh. He feeds Bullard. On to Chimbonda. Shana and Kavanagh. And they're looking sharp here, Wigan. Baines. Thompson. This is Shana again. Under pressure from Edgar Davids. Finds a way out through Bullard. Really effervescent football this from Wigan. Great ball in as well. That caused a real problem to Ledley King.
Great defending. There was some whip and pace on that ball in. And he really has to deal with this. Camera's just pulled off his shoulder. He's in behind him. That was a super defensive header. Lovely ball in, a real tester for the centre-half to deal with.
Kavanagh through the crowd of players, took a deflection. Another corner.
Well, they must fancy his ability, because that was miles out that were asking to hit the target from there. But they're not the biggest team, Wigan.
Chimbonda, who is good in the air, hitting it back in. Comes out to Kavanagh once more. Mido proving his defensive qualities, and Kemmerer with a wild shot. Mido, great ball on to Defoe. It's come back again to the Egyptian. Lee. Here's Murphy. And he cleverly wins the throw off Bullard. Davids. Good ball. Lee. Murphy again. Davids. Lee. Quick fire football from Tottenham now. Hansen facing his own goal. And Baines belts it against Galtieri. Stayed in play. Shana. Bit of a wild challenge that by the Austrian.
A little. He was a bit frustrated at losing possession, but the ball was spinning like a top when it arrived at him. And he just couldn't get it under control.
Apparently supported Arsenal as a youngster, by the way. Back home in Austria, Paul Shana, so he'll be fired up today. It's 11 years since Spurs last finished higher than Arsenal in the Premiership table. Davids. Dawson has remained forward from the earlier free kick and showed a very subtle touch there.
Well, I think he's wrong again, not referee. Oh, he's going to get booked, Mido now. But he's upset because he knows, and I can see him. I have to be honest now, if the linesman who right down below us can't see that quite clearly was a Tottenham throw. The Chimbonda wants to let it run, but Mido says I'm having none of that, stops it on the line, and then he plays it right out. So he's a little frustrated, so he's now collected a booking. Number 10, is it? Did you say? Is it him?
No, not for him, no.
Oh, it's Davids.
Yeah, he's all right.
He's all right, okay.
Despite his temperament, he's all right for the moment. Carrick. Now Lee. Edgar Davids. Clever. Oh, laid it into Defoe and gets the return. Defoe's in there battling, so is on show for Wigan. Now Chimbonda.
Oh, it's well played. Just the ball back from Defoe to Mido, just not good enough. And that's where you try and get your front man into the penalty area, ball at his feet when you're as talented as Defoe.
Lee. Mido available for the cross, which came off Chimbonda for a corner. They think it was handball.
Well, they can all see it. The one's right behind the goal in that corner, because Chimbonda's facing them, and he's got his back to the referee. So it's a difficult one for Uriah Rennie to get right, but those fans, they see that. It might have come off the arm, but I think it's a corner, no more.
A corner that Kavanagh has dealt with, albeit at the expense of another corner. Good end to the half by Tottenham.
Well, they'd like to get one. Would complete a very good recovery first half for Tottenham.
Dawson on the back post, Mido's behind him. And Wigan have dealt with it again. Thompson. Camara. Staltieri wins it back. Carrick. Great ball. Jermaine Defoe. You wonder why he didn't take it on himself then.
Well, I just think it was too high for him. He obviously made that decision. I think he would love to have taken it on his chest and won. We'll see here. Might have just been a bit too high. He saw Onshaw right beside him.
King. Davids. Finding Murphy. Lee. Challenged by Bullard. It's only a throw, though. Murphy. Loose from Chimbonda.
It's just too much of the game from Wigan's point of view. Been playing their own half at the moment.
Dawson. Wonderful vision. Wonderful ball. Mido.
Well, we're looking for half-time, Wigan. Really are.
Spurs have come back really strongly after a poor start here. Lee. This is King. Defoe had sneaked in behind Dezayu there. Mido's header finds Carrick. And the challenge by Shana was ill-advised.
Well, that was good play from Carrick. As soon as Michael Carrick had the ball, had his body between the ball and Sharma had a problem. Carrick was trying to let it just drop in front of him and take the shot on. Sharma trying to get it, could only just bowl him over.
They tried to take a quick free kick a few minutes ago, Spurs. This one, I think, will be more measured. Danny Murphy created a real name for himself at Liverpool, of course, with his ability in these situations. Could he mark his home debut for Tottenham with another free kick special? Or will it be perhaps Carrick?
Might be Davids as well. Just the one there.
Carrick. It was, and it wasn't too good.
I think David's having a little moment. No surprise.
And just to underline the point you were making, Andy, he's only contributed one goal ever since he came here, Michael Carrick.
I think it was a winner against Sunderland, wasn't it?
Yep.
Not long ago. Yeah, I think that's something that Michael needs to up in his game.
Baines turning it forward to Johansson. Shana. Mido. Zayu forcing him back into his own half. The camera will keep the pressure going on Robinson here. Bullard forward, offside this time.
A big cheer for the linesman.
Lennon wins a header. Even smaller than Defoe. All about timing though, isn't it? Dawson gets it away. Staltieri. Away by De Zeu. Baines just got caught there as he cleared the ball. Free kick Wigan. Chimbonda. Shana. Gavitz there to win it back for Spurs. It was a great tackle to win it back by Thompson. Now Johansson for Wigan. Bullard. Kavanagh. Now Chimbonda. Wigan ending the half as they started it, playing some excellent football.
Well, the passing, but not much progress been made.
Bullard. Here's Johansson. Kavanagh. Nothing down the right-hand side for him at the moment. Bullard has drifted into the centre. Just a minute of stoppage time.
Yeah, there's been nothing hardly a trainer on, physio, anyone like that. The game's pretty much flowed.
It's been a really good half, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been enjoyable.
Zeu knocks it long. Easy for Dawson. Mido. Now De Zeu. Mido went sliding in there, and I think that's why the decision has gone against him. He's got to be careful, remember, having been cautioned a few minutes ago.
Miles away from the player, actually. Mido got a decent block on. Look for Sharma because he's been good in the areas.
And he won that one as well. Here's Johansson once more. Bullard just ran into Davids. And there's the half-time whistle. Well, it's a grey afternoon in North London, but it's been a bright and lively 45 minutes football here at White Hart Lane. The only Premiership fixture of the weekend has provided real entertainment. Mido with a deft touch, bringing the equaliser for Tottenham Hotspur after Andreas Johansson had deservedly at that stage given Wigan Athletic the lead. Not much in it, and I suppose the half-time score just about right, really. Tottenham Hotspur 1, Wigan Athletic 1.
Very good half, and Alan Pardew, who's West Ham, are mixing it with these teams at the top end. Very interested spectator across that 45 minutes. One apiece. We'll get Alan's thoughts when we come back. That music, of course, signifies the fact that the UEFA Champions League is back on Sky this week. Tuesday night, we've got the German leaders Bayern Munich against AC Milan on Sky Sports 1. And the leaders in France, Lyon, go to Eindhoven, 7:30, that on Sky Sports 2. And Wednesday, the one that we've all been waiting for, it's Chelsea and Barcelona. Our programme starts at 6 on Sky Sports 1. Of course, there's a choice of matches, courtesy of our interactive facility. Main focus of attention on Sky Sports 2, Rangers and Villarreal from 7:30. Also on the night, Ajax against Inter and Werder Bremen against Juventus. That's Wednesday night, exclusively live from the Champions League. Alan Pardew, our guest here this afternoon. Just wonder, having said, can Wigan keep it up? What have Spurs got to do to win this, Alan? More like this, perhaps, from Mido?
Yeah, this was their, this was one of their best periods of play here. And Lennon, who's terrific down this side, he hasn't had much joy really out of Baines, but he just cuts this back, and this is a great header, and he just misses.
As it leaves him, it looks in, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, and Paul Jewell's heart would have been in his mouth on that one because he just expecting that to nestle in the corner, but breathe a sigh of relief when it goes wide.
He does look like he's enjoying his football here, doesn't he? I mean, Alan and Andy made reference to it. So many clubs at such a tender age, but Tottenham seems to be home now for him.
Yeah, you know, he's been booked now though, and he just shows those little signs that maybe that's been his Achilles heel in the past, that temperament one. But if he put that aside, you know, as I say, he's a handful in this division, and he's doing very, very well.
Not funny if you were managing Egypt, but for the rest of us, it brought a smile, didn't it? The tantrum.
Yeah.
There is a change. Let's get that sorted out. The details of which from our commentators Andy Gray and Alan Parry.
Thanks, Richard. Yes, Stefan Onsho has got a knee problem and has had to be substituted during the half-time interval by the experienced Matt Jackson, now in the 15th season of a long career that has seen him play over 500 games. Let's hope that Onsho's problem isn't too serious, with the Millennium Stadium in sight, just a week away, remember, for Wigan Athletic, the Carling Cup final against Manchester United.
Yeah, it'll be as much precaution as anything, I would guess, with that game in mind. No point in aggravating things like knees.
Wigan will get the second half underway against the Tottenham team, who, if you include the end of last season, have lost just once in their last 25 Premiership fixtures here at the Lane. It's a run that includes them winning 5 of the last 6. A 0-0 draw against Aston Villa in January, the only blemish in that particular sequence. Tottenham 4th, 6 points behind Liverpool, but 4 ahead of Arsenal. And Wigan in a position where they can climb 4 places themselves to 5th if they take all the points. As usual, Robinson looks for Mido with the kick. Jackson won his first header up against the Tottenham striker. Camera will keep the pressure on King here. Well, Chimbonda's presence was enough to put Mido off that time. Just come back into the side after serving a suspension for racking up 5 cautions. He missed the last game against Liverpool. First one he's missed this season, in fact, in the Premiership. Been a big success, Chimbonda. Clever flick on that by Lennon. De Gea equal to it. Davids. Mido's call for the ball early. Davids is going to go alone, is he? Well, he was caught in 2 minds in the end.
Well, I just wonder if that just shut up for him, because I thought as he skipped past Kavanagh, I thought the next one's a shot, because it just opens up here as he gets past this one here. I thought it's opened up left foot, but they've just closed him down just quick enough, De Gea and Jackson, because he opens up on his left foot and the ball wasn't really on.
Defoe, Mido, Murphy, now Staltieri. Tottenham quickly into their stride here in the second half. Well, the throw has gone against them.
I just wonder if they've tucked Danny Murphy inside. I mentioned the fact that he had wandered in a lot from the left-hand side first half, left him a bit narrow at times. I just wonder if they've said to Davies, you just play left side if you can a little bit, natural left footer, and let Murphy drift infield a bit more. See as the half goes on. Well, that's the case.
There's Lee, another who prefers it on his right foot. Jackson's header a little loose. Chimbonda gets it away. Bullard. On by King, Murphy. Well, got barged in the back there by De Gea. I think that's why he's complaining to the referee. Kavanagh. First time layoff from Camara to Bullard. Back again to Henri Camara. King is quick as well as being big and strong.
Yeah, he might outrun him, but he's not going to outmuscle Ledley King.
One or two risks being taken by Tottenham's back four, but they seem in command. Dawson with another one of those raking long balls forward. And he does his job at the other end. Foot high there by Murphy.
Yeah, I'll give a free kick because I think Danny just caught him. Try to allow play to go on, but when the player stays down, it's a head injury. Very quickly bring the game to a stop.
Two old Anfield club mates, of course.
No, it looks like Murphy is playing from the left. He just wandered down. He's just going back over there. Danny Murphy. He won't really change that at all.
Willard's free kick aimed at Shana. Robinson got one fist onto it. And now has to scramble back, but it wasn't too much of a panic. Jackson, that's the second header in quick succession. He's won against Mido. Camara. Try to thread it through to Shana. Carrick had other ideas, and then Tottenham get the free kick. Already taken. Murphy. Stalteri. Danny Murphy spreads the play with a beautiful ball for Lee. A lunge by Bullard. Dawson yet to score his first Tottenham goal, making his way forward. Wigan win it back quite comfortably in the end, but Murphy with a good challenge on Bullard and plays it in early to Mido. The flag had gone up, nothing would have counted there anyway.
But what a header. Well, young defenders, take a look at Dezou's determination to get there. Because they all come out looking to play offside. Just about get it right. You look at the far side, Chimbonda almost played them on. But look at the way he got himself back in to make the header. Well, he didn't know it, but that's great defending.
Immense character he is in this Wigan team. Camera at the other end almost wriggled his way through.
Well, you can't believe how many headers Sharna's won. And that top third there from the goalkeeper kept the play going towards Tottenham.
He's been a very useful addition to this Wigan squad, Paul Sharna. He's played in midfield, up front recently.
Well, he's just taken himself to the right-hand side of the pitch. Plays on the left. They've got Young, who's tiny, tiny left back. You just think Sharma's deliberately gone over there just in case they could fashion an opportunity to get a ball in, and that wouldn't have fancy coming in back post against the little left back. Just swapping over now because they've lost the throw. Back to his normal position.
Mido and Chimbonda clashing here. And it's the Wigan man who wins the battle. Chimbonda again, plenty awaiting the cross. Oh, what an effort that was. Very clever from Camara, instant decision.
Didn't quite catch it. It's not the best ball in. It's a little shallow, it doesn't quite get there, but he makes something of it. So much so that Johansson, who's going in behind it, almost gets something on it. It's just fractionally ahead of him.
He's been lively today, Camera. He needs to put in a performance, of course, to convince his manager.
Well, you think if he's fit and his manager's happy with him, and Robertson's suspension complete, you'd be very, very surprised if it wasn't Robertson Camera who ran out next weekend on Paul Gill's side. But he picks it 9-1.
Yeah, that was the main combination in the early part of the season. And a very successful one, too. And Defoe just made a back there, and that's why the free kick's gone against him. Thumbs up from the skipper. And the best tribute you can pay Wigan is that they have become a very difficult team to beat. 5 away defeats this season, and there are 3 of them against leading teams in the Premiership table. Chelsea, Manchester United and Liverpool. And they're battling again here with Henri Camara. He's done well, but couldn't finish.
Do you know what? The first 2 things he does are more difficult. That's to shake off Davids and get something in the ball there, then to beat Ledley King to open it up. And probably the easiest part of this is the shot at the end, when he's got a little bit of time and he's got a nice ball to hit, and he really never got over the top of it. Pity.
Mido with a flick on. Thompson, Schana, Johansson. Schana takes it on again. He's got plenty of support as well here. Blue and white shirts all over the place. Thompson's cross wasn't the best.
Well, I have to say it wasn't the best, but Schana's ball left a lot to be desired. When you get that easy, Thompson wanted a ball, he didn't have to run away from goal to play. There's too much pace on it, it sends him too wide. He wanted just to play this in and one, but he made the ball difficult with where he put it, Schana.
We can get the throw. Put on. Now Tottenham's throw. Slices it out of play. Well, he's there. A little hint to the manager. He's ready when needed, if needed.
Well, if it stays like this, what are we, 57 minutes coming up, he will be on. No doubt about that.
Bit of dallying there. Could have cost Tottenham dearly. Carrick seems to have got away with it for the moment.
Well, I don't know, I've seen Tottenham a bit. They do seem to get edgy here at home at times, in games that are tight. Second half late on.
Chimbonda presents it straight to Danny Murphy, though. Lennon. He's quick.
Great tackle.
What a fabulous challenge by De Zeu. Kavanagh.
They may not be the quickest centre-backs that you're going to face in De Zeu and Jackson, and all showing he's fit, but I'll tell you what they do. They play the game very well. They're experienced. They back away. They don't get caught in behind too often because they know they'll not catch them. But they don't half contest and defend properly.
Lee. Gavitz. Suddenly it's opened up again for him. Back it goes to Lee. Mido and Defoe both in the middle. It's gone out of play. push there, I think, by Mido and Jackson. The referee saw it.
Well, if he didn't, Jackson was making sure he did. Exaggerated little stumble forward. Probably thinking, well, centre forwards do it all the time. I might as well.
Jackson takes the free kick himself. Sharma beaten to it by King this time. Now by camera as Davids was threatening to break clear.
Yeah, but that's good. I mean, that's a foul. So many times, people overreact. Davids gets up, camera apologised, little shake of the hand. Referee takes nothing more to do with it. On with the game.
Approaching the hour mark at White Hart Lane. They're still level. Willard's clearance has gone straight to Davids. Great header away by De Zeo again. Carrick, lovely skill. Staltieri, Defoe. Murphy. This is Carrick again. King. Not quite the ball Davids intended.
That's a little frustrating.
King did.
It's all a little frustrating. I think that's because credit to Wigan for defending well. Tottenham might have had the better of possession second half, but I don't remember Mike Pollock making a save yet. And the best chance is obviously the one that's fallen to camera that he made on his own.
Breaks kindly for Wigan and Bullard. Chimbonda, Camara. Here's Kavanagh. Into Thompson. He's come in from the left, leaving space for Baines.
Pity. That's a frustrating one. You get the ball wide like that, no real pressure on him. Plays it straight out.
Dawson looking for that long ball again. He gets it wrong this time. Chimbonda intercepts. Kavanagh. Bullard chasing. And King concedes the throw.
Well, as I say, they've had pressure. Tottenham have had the ball, but their attempts are 7, same as they were at half-time. Wigan have had 3. Only the one, I think, probably on target since then. Yes, still. Tottenham have got to up that, obviously.
Wigan get another throw. Off King again. Camera. 3 Tottenham men around him. He tried to go through all of them.
I just thought Ledley Kim was a little sloppy there and allowing Camera to receive that ball, turn and go up.
Kavanagh. Let's come back to him. Thompson.
But you can just hear it in the terraces, that a little bit of frustration developing amongst Tottenham fans. You almost hear it. Players will hear it. Often it transmits itself onto the playing surface. Players have got to stand up. He counted.
And Johansson adjudged to have just used his arm there against Staltieri.
The chance of Keno around the ground.
As Davids takes them forward and runs into a brick wall again. Kavanagh's down injured for Wigan at the moment. Now he's just hobbled to his feet. Murphy. Cultured ball over the top for Defoe, and again the outstanding Zeze who won it.
Yeah, it's been great. That's what I mean about trying not to get caught over the top. He very quickly reacted to that ball.
Rain falling heavily now at White Hart Lane. A game that is quite literally in the balance. Bullard for Wigan. Trying to use the pace of camera, but King was alive to the danger. Staltieri. Deseo. Comes back to him again. Dawson turns away from trouble and leaves it to Robinson. On to King. Davids. The left back Lee is a long way forward here for Spurs. They've had to go back into their own half again.
Yeah, they find it difficult in open play to open up Wigan second half. Really difficult. Not had a chance, not had a shot at goal, never mind on target. We're 20 minutes in.
Came off Desailly's head straight to Jermaine Defoe, and typically Desailly, the Dutchman, was in there to win it back again. Now Thompson turns it forward, camera caught offside.
That's why Cameron's good in the side second half, away from home, like that, for things like that. Tottenham will obviously press forward, maybe commit full-backs, centre-backs will be high up the pitch, and any little ball like that Thompson or someone just turns over the top, you'd expect Cameron to be the one chasing in after it.
Really nothing to choose between them at the moment, is there? Each team having a little spell in the game.
Well, I think it's the away team. Wigan are doing exactly what's required here at White Hart Lane, frustrating them. Frustrating Tottenham, frustrating the fans as long as they can.
Staltieri. Outside of the foot, it was intended for Lennon, just picked up pace off this now quite damp surface.
Well, that was a World Cup ball he tried there. Dear.
Joel got Wigan promoted to the top level for the first time in the club's history. In a week's time, he could well deliver their first ever major trophy and a place in Europe. He's going to be a leading contender for the Manager of the Season award, I'm sure. And his team are on the attack again with Johansson. Camera's return ball. Johansson's in!
What a goal. Absolutely top draw. We talk about front men playing off each other, doesn't happen very often. There's a great example when it does. Absolute joy. Two front men doing brilliantly together. They just give the ball away again, as they have done too many times, Tottenham. But look at this for the little 1-2. Absolutely top stuff.
Well, for a makeshift striker, he's doing very well, isn't he?
Well, I said to you, I know who the top two will be if they're fit and well next week, and he wasn't one of them. But 2 goals today just might make his manager stop and think.
Medio at the other end. Oh, was that handball? Defoe nips it anyway!
Oh, you can't believe this game. You just cannot believe it. They just switch off. What are we, 30 seconds, 15 seconds after kick-off? There we go, we'll find out. But the two things, you know, Jackson and Desailly have defended brilliantly. Now deal with the first header. They don't really deal with it. Jackson gets caught following Defoe. The skip of the ball is awkward, because Desailly thinks I'm going to handle this. He tries to chest it down, and it skips away from him. There, and it just nearly hits his arm. And the predator that he is, Jermaine Defoe, is not slow, reacts brilliantly, and they're right back in it. What a kick in the teeth that is for Paul Jules' side.
Bobby Keane might have to stay on the bench a little longer. Here he goes again. Only tried to chip the keeper this time. Terrific game of football.
Well, it couldn't have been more than, what, 10 seconds from kick-off? 15 at max?
I'm sure you're right. I'm sure the boys behind the scenes will get the stopwatch on that and tell us exactly in a moment. As Kavanagh makes a deliberate block there. Well, this game really has swung from one side to the other. And we're all level again here with just over 20 minutes remaining. Murphy will take the free kick. Far too easy for the goalkeeper.
Well, we now know it was 15 seconds between that man scoring and then Tottenham kicking off and equalising.
And here goes Kenra to try and regain the lead for Wigan. Stabbed away with some difficulty by Dawson.
Well, I've seen 2 goals scored in that short time. Both sets of strikers were pretty chuffed. Wigan's combined beautifully along the ground. Tottenham's combined in the way that they do, with Mido winning a header and Defoe prowling and preying on anything that drops down for him.
Strange corner kick. Kavanagh. Bullock can try again to deliver the ball, and it's not a bad delivery to Thompson.
Just limping a bit, Jermaine Defoe there. Not going to go off, that's for sure, unless there's something badly wrong with him. But they needed that goal, Tottenham. I have to say, you just at 1-1, the crowd were just on the turn a little bit, getting a little frustrated. At 2-1, had it gone 5 or 10 minutes at that score, then I'm sure the crowd would have been even more frustrated. Keane would have been on. Well, he was well ready. At 2-1, he would definitely have been on. But the goal, well, he'll be happy, but he'll also be gutted because the one thing he wants to do is play.
He had started 14 of the previous 15 games. Carrick's free kick for Tottenham. Jackson gets it clear. The impetus is suddenly with the home team again here. Never, ever White Hart Wigan.
Well, they become only the 3rd side to score more than 1 goal at White Hart Lane this season. Chelsea and Sunderland, the others. Top and bottom of the Premiership.
Well, any thoughts that anyone might have had that Wigan would be taking this one gently with the Millennium Stadium in mind next week, long since gone. A really competitive match. Given away by Chimbonda. How costly could that error be? Lennon. Defoe screaming for the ball and unmarked. He didn't see him quick enough. He has won a corner. What a difference in the atmosphere at White Hart Lane now to a few minutes ago. Sails straight through the whole crowd.
Well, we talk about front men, and when they get this ball, Johansson, it's just a lovely little give and go. The ball in behind is the key. Well, who would have thought that anything you can do, we can do? So Mido and Defoe decide to combine at the other end within 15 seconds of kick-off. And we're back level again.
And the oldest of all the old football adages about being at your most vulnerable when you've just scored yourself has another statistic to add to the list. Free kick's gone against Mido, trying his best to contain his anger.
Well, Robbie's coming on, and it's Darnley Murphy. Thought it might be. He'll go off. He's trying to win a game. Therefore, you don't take Mido off, that's for sure. You don't take Defoe off. He's just got a goal and wants another. But what you do put is another player who's capable of scoring.
as he did when Tottenham beat Wigan back in November. He scored the first goal in the 2-1 win.
Well, they just shifted Defoe to this right side a little bit.
Shawnee winning another header there. Don't forget the Champions League returns this weekend. What a fixture. Wednesday night, Sky Sports 1 from 6, Chelsea versus Barcelona. And Rangers Villarreal is on Sky Sports 2, also on Wednesday night.
What that means, of course, is when they do look at Mido, and they can win a header or two late on, what you've got now are two genuine threats going either side of them. I would expect Keane and Defoe.
Kavanagh, straight to Carrick. Mido, what a ball that was for Keane. And Lennon sprinting ahead of him. He's lost Jackson. And finds Lennon. His cross into Mido, took that brilliantly, but the foot was too high.
I think he caught Baines in the face again. He's saying it was low, but it's one of those decisions that every time it happens in Europe, you get a free kick and it's accepted. We're a little bit more lenient, but I think that was a wee bit high.
If you took Baines out of the equation, it was wonderful control, though, wasn't it? Into the final quarter of an hour here. Who will be brave enough or talented enough to go on and win this game? Header on by Shana. Camera didn't quite catch it right.
Well, I just cannot believe that he can get in there like that when time and time again Sharna's won headers. Now they must know that. And Ledley King's got to be a bit more aware of where Camera is and get a little bit closer to him than he was there.
Keane. Challenged by Jackson. Spurs get the throw. Spurs on 45 points, the most they've ever had at this stage of a Premiership season. But they really wanted all three today.
Yeah, it would be 1-1 in 6 if they don't get the 3 points today. It's not the best form to be taken into the last part of the season, last quarter of the season or so.
They've already had 9 draws, Spurs. No team in the Premiership has drawn more than they have. Both Spurs and Wigan have each won 12 games this season. Keane, subject of our next player count for Sky Digital viewers. Always a goal threat. Mido backing into Jackson and beating him. And Keane almost burst between the two defenders.
Yeah, Poulard putting it where Dezoe should have put it. He was struggling to keep it in, Arjen Dezoe. I thought he was just going to club it into the stand and get back into position. He almost gave it away, made a mistake.
Keane wriggles away from his marker. And another spectacular effort from Mido.
Yeah, I think Robbie Keane was probably taking this for himself, but just got a little heavy with it. It's a lovely movement from him, but I think he's just trying to lift this over Jackson for himself. Got a little bit too much on it. But Mido was very aware what was happening. Not an easy chance at all. And I think this is a little result of that challenge. It probably got caught in the face. I don't know what the fuss is about here. I mean,
Mido and Desailly did have a lengthy discussion.
Did they?
Yeah.
I don't see
but
why.
no more than that.
Well, he's entitled to go for it. If his foot's a little high in the referee's opinion, as it was with Baines, give a free kick. If not, let's have a goal kick and get on with it.
Hopefully no more cards. There's another one for Mido. Would have seen him dismissed. Back in the mouth for Baines. Johansson on a hat-trick now. Signed as a midfield player originally, the Swede, about a year ago, and hasn't had that many opportunities, certainly this season, to figure in his true position.
You'd think there's only one place this is heading, and that's towards Mido.
Spot on. But Wigan were aware of it too. Mido. Now by Shana. Rash really the way trying to win the ball then. Dawson has also gone forward to join Mido and the rest. Carrick's free kick. Straight into the hands of the keeper.
Yeah, when you hit it in the in-swinger and you get a little bit too much height in it, it's the only problem with that one is that it becomes a pretty easy take for the goalkeeper. They've hit two in like that from that side, but Mike Pollock's just take it quite comfortably.
Huge kick. King underneath it. And Shana. Camera's layoff. Jackson for Wigan.
It's not going anywhere, but outplay. Into the goalkeeper's arms.
Mido. Keane following it in all the way, but so did Pollitt.
Yeah, just needed a little shout there, Mido, from before Keane to control the ball.
Taking his time, waiting for his teammate to tie his laces. Wigan drew their last away game at Bolton 1-1. It was the first time they've drawn on the road this season. 1-6 and lost the other 5 on their travels. Well, they're going to get a second successive away draw, which will take them on to 40 points, the magical figure. Although Alan Pardew, manager of West Ham now, will remember, I'm sure, that his club went down with 42 a couple of years ago. So it's not always guaranteed. As Kavanagh turns it long under the head of Dawson. Away by Carrick. Kavanagh might have been handball. It was.
I just think he miscontrolled it up to his arm.
Robinson waving everyone away. Also got a clear sight of Mido, his usual target. But Pollitt is there first again.
It was a little bit too heavy from the goalkeeper.
Big calm keeper, isn't he, Pollitt? Always seems to be in control of things.
Well, there's a couple of times he seemed like he's taken an eternity to clear it. That's what Tottenham fans are suggesting to Uriah Rennie, too long.
Baines. Kavanagh. Thompson turns it on first time. Camera offside. Well, so many Premiership games are won and lost in this final 10 minutes. Is this to be another? Keane. Having his shirt pulled all the way there.
Kavanagh will get booked for that. Blatant, cynical. Great skill from Keane. He's got such wonderful feet. Little nick through there that embarrasses Matt Jackson, and he's really desperate in the end, Kavanagh. There's a big conversation going on there. There's enough Tottenham players around the ball discussing what we're going to do and who's going to hit it.
Doesn't look as though it's going to be a quick one anyway, judging by the referee's body language. He's turned his back on things. Sort of pointing, that could be a deliberate distraction.
Well, it hardly looks 10 if I'm honest there, after you.
Lovely Kings also joined the wall just to add to the confusion. Mido's in the middle of it somewhere as well. Clever, not quite clever enough. It was blocked, the faux shot. Just holding Lennon up, forcing him infield where he finds Davids. Back again to the little winger. Now Keane, good turn by Keane. He's run into trouble. Bullard with the early ball for Camara.
I just noticed there that Tottenham players claiming for a penalty after they hit the free kick. And I just wonder, was it not Uriah Rennie that gave them a very generous penalty against Pompey? The game they won, the free kick. Maybe they remember. Maybe they remembered.
Quick substitution. Edgar Davids off. The 19-year-old Tom Huddleston on in his place for his 4th appearance in the Tottenham first team. As Jackson knocks it long. Awkward header there for King. Camera latches onto it. And again, Kavanagh. Chimbonda. Away by Dawson. Chimbonda again. Huddleston gets his first touch. Thompson. Lee caught napping by Bullard. Clever little header. Johansson finding Thompson. Here's Kavanagh. On to Bullard. Wigan's turn to press for a winner, perhaps. Chimbonda's cross. Sharna coming in on the back post.
What a save! That's brilliant football. It's a fantastic ball from Chimbonda. It gives Dawson and King all sorts of problems. Sharna decides to gamble and does brilliantly. And what a save this is. This has got goal written all over it. With a strong left hand. It's instinctive, it's just thrown out. And when he wants one of his mates around, King just sweeps it away. That was top football all round that.
England's number 1 denies Wigan a possible winner as Thompson hits it wide.
No, you have to think that might just well have been the winner. No, they were 6-1 down, 7-1 down at one time in attempts, Wigan. They've made a real fist of it. You can't split these teams, can you?
Difficult bounce there. Mido read it well. Away by Baines. Well, it's been a thoroughly entertaining game here. The only Premiership fixture of the weekend, remember? And an outstanding one it's been. Chimbonda gets it away. Huddleston couldn't control it, Bullard did. Turned forward by Sharna to Johansson. And Dawson defended well then. Lennon, they're both going outright for the win here.
Oh no, I thought that was... Paul Gilles furious. That was not a Tottenham throw. You could just see where the ball went. It had to be a Wigan throw, and he's furious. Paul Gilles.
And a terrible ball by Keane. A little bit of rough justice, if you like, but Wigan have wasted possession.
Well, if I'm honest, I might risk it something with a couple of minutes to go. I don't think either team really deserve to win it. Or should I say neither team deserves to lose it.
Here's Keane. Can he win it for Spurs? Gazeo made sure on this occasion the answer was no.
Yeah, he's been great. You talk about your captains leading from the front. He's done that. That one awkward bounce of a header down from Mido that he couldn't quite deal with. It's proved costly. They've lost a few, they've lost a few Tottenham this season. 4 games, I think, or lost points with goals in the last minute of matches. Maybe they'll think it's payback time and they're due a late winner.
Yeah, only last week, of course, they thought they'd got the points wrapped up at Sunderland, only to concede very late on. And Wigan comes steaming forward again here with Camara.
Oh, sloppy. Sloppy, sloppy, sloppy. Almost cut 5 players out of the game there with that sloppy pass.
And there's another one. Camera for Wigan. He's got a long way to go. Didn't have any support and he got the ball.
This is great. It's wide open.
Your turn.
Both teams are just saying, come on, let's win it.
In it goes to Mido. Great header. Well defended again by the magnificent Deseo. What a rock he's been. Bullard. He's lost possession, but he has won a free kick to his relief.
Shot pulled. Play me? Yeah, just there. Only that.
Henry Camera is replaced in the final minute of the game here. And that gives a welcome opportunity for Lee McCulloch to return to Wigan's first team after his long absence, 7 games out following a hernia operation, and straight away he's won a header.
Well, that's good news. The UCA is Thompson cup-tied. Can't play at Cardiff next week. McCulloch certainly can, and probably from the left side.
Yes, it gives a further option to the manager, who's going to have quite a few to make next week. The Tottenham manager knows that his team will remain 5 points behind Liverpool if they can only draw here. That's why they're going all out for the winner.
Well, both of these sets of players have really put everything into it. It's been a real high-tempo game from first to last. Hasn't really dropped at all.
A draw for Wigan, incidentally, would see them move above Bolton into 8th. Away by Deseo. And then by Dawson. I think you're right, Andy. I think a draw is the perfect outcome here.
Yeah, shots level, goals level, attempts on target level. Both keepers, Pollitt in the first half, Robinson late on, have made one great save each. You don't always get what you deserve in this game.
The draw always feels better if you're the away side, of course, and I'm sure that will be the case for Wigan. But it ain't over yet. Sharna. Here's Baines. Oh, that was a rash challenge by Staltieri, and maybe an expensive one.
Well, it's a lovely opportunity just to take your time. You know it's the last opportunity, to all intents and purposes. So a good ball in required.
Bullard and Thompson over the ball. Players making all kinds of dummy runs in the penalty area as Thompson curls it into that crowd. And it's come to McCulloch. It's another magnificent save.
Well,
the whistle's gone.
Flag's gone up. Whoa, but does it go up for McCulloch or the header here? Is it Sharna who sneaked in there? Flag's still down, still down, still down. I don't know why it's gone up, I'm telling you, because McCulloch was nowhere near offside. Well, that would have been a talking point if he'd have rattled that in.
And some story on his return to the team. But Robinson denied him anyway, and now sweeps it forward, probably for the last time for Tottenham. Huddleston has knocked it out of play, and that will be Spurs' final chance to win it.
You would think so. But it's been good, it's been pleasing on the eye, it's been entertaining. It looks like Wigan are back. If they'd ever thought they'd lost it, this is a really good performance from them.
I can't understand the boos from Tottenham, some of their fans anyway, because that was an excellent display by both teams. Really entertaining if you're a neutral, certainly. A couple of great saves towards the end by England's goalkeeper Paul Robinson. Another outstanding performance by Wigan Athletic. despite being a week away from the first major cup final in their history, they gave it everything today. They twice led here, twice were pegged back, of course. Johansson got 2 goals, just to remind his manager Paul Jewell that he's very much in the frame for the starting place at the Millennium Stadium next week. Tottenham hit back with a couple of goals of their own from their strikers, Mido and Jermaine Defoe. Either side could have won it, probably in the end. Neither did quite enough to deserve all 3 points. But it's a point for Wigan. They're now on that magical 40-point mark. And surely their place in the Premiership next season is guaranteed. Now they can look forward to the cup final. Manchester United and the prospect of a place in Europe. It's finished here, 2-2.
That would have been Wigan's target at the start of the season. They have achieved the 40-point mark. They are, and they'll think of it that way initially, they're staying up. But push on from here, and who knows what will happen. 1 win in 6 for Spurs, frustrated again. And it does give tremendous heart to all those chasing, including Arsenal in 5th and West Ham in 6th. They're both on 41 points. Wigan up into 8th with their 40. Spurs 46 from 27 played now. Stay 4th. Alan Pardew, one of those pleased with the outcome here today. 2-2, absolutely perfect from his point of view. We'll get his thoughts when we come back. Really was terrific entertainment as well. Don't forget, we've got that FA Cup tie on the way between Chelsea and Colchester United, but all the reaction from White Hart Lane when we come back. Tottenham 2, Wigan 2. Two for Andreas Johansson this afternoon. It wasn't enough to win him man of the match. That went to his skipper. Here they both are with Guy Havord.
Ariane, do you think you deserved to win that, or was a draw a fair result?
Well, I think we had every chance to win it. Second goal I can't be very happy with, to be fair. But I thought we played well today. We are home to Tottenham and we put them on the back foot. And if I didn't slip on that last one, then we could have won it.
Yeah, 15 seconds as well after you'd gone into the lead for the second time.
Yeah, I'm telling my teammates, go on, switch on and be careful, and then I slip myself up.
Andreas, not many opponents scored 2 against Tottenham at White Hart Lane, but you have done today.
Yeah, it was really nice. 1 point here at Tottenham. We, of course, we could have 3 points, but this is a tough game, and yeah, we're happy with that.
Will you be disappointed if you're not starting next week in the cup final?
Oh, I always want to start, so it's up to the managers. We will see.
Ariane, a perfect build-up for that final, but it's 40 points now. You've hit your target, middle of February.
Yeah, that's not bad. We need to set a new target, I think. But yeah, we went for a win today, and I think we showed that. And we didn't get it, but I think we done ourselves proud.
Well, don't be too hard on yourself. You're the Barclays man of the match. Andreas, if you'd like to make the presentation, please.
Thanks, Andreas. Congratulations. Good man.